Very good morning to everyone. In this lecture, WE8451 Linear Integrated Circuits and Applications. Today, we are going to discuss about the topic fabrication of monolithic diodes. In previous lecture, how to the monolithic integrated circuit fabricated in the fabrication steps are studied. Today, the next level of the monolithic diode fabrications. So the diode used in the integrated circuits are made using the transistor structure is one of the five possible connections. The three most popular structures, the diode is obtained from a transistor structure using the following structures. Number one, the emitter base diode with the collector short circuited to the base. Second one, the emitter base diode with the collector opened, and the third one, the collector base diodes with the emitter open circuited. The choice of the diode structure depends on the performance and applications desired. The collector to base diodes have higher collector to base array breaking rating, and they are suitable for common cathode diode arrays diffused with a single isolation. The emitter based diffusion is very popular for the fabrication of diode provided the reverse voltage requirement of the circuit. This reverse voltage requirements of the circuit does not exceed the lower base emitter breakdown voltage. So here the same diffusion process of a transistor. The only difference is that only two of the region are used in the P to N junction. In this figure, the collector base junction of the transistor is used as a diode, and anode of the diode is formed during the base diffusion of the transistor, and the collector region of the transistor becomes the cathode of the diode for high speed switching operations. Now let us move to the fabrication of resistor, that is a fabrication of resistance. The integrated resistance, a resistor in a monolithic integrated circuits is obtained by utilizing the bulk resistivity of the diffused volume of semiconductor region. The commonly used method for fabricating the integrated circuits of resistance: number 1, diffused; number 2, epitaxial; number 3, punching; number 4, thin film technique. The first one is diffusion resistance. The diffused resistor is formed in any one of the isolated region of epitaxial layer during the base or emitter diffusion process. This type of resistor fabrication is very economical as it runs in parallel to the bipolar junction transistor fabrication. Now, the N-type emitter diffusion and P-type base diffusion are commonly used to realize the monolithic resistor. The diffused resistor has a serve limitations in that only small valued resistor can be fabricated. The surface geometry such as the length, width and diffused impurity profile determine the resistance value. The commonly used parameter for defining this resistance is called the seat resistance. It is defined as the resistance in ohmic squared upper by diffused area. In the monolithic resistor, The resistance value is expressed by R equal to sheet resistance into 1 divided by W. That is, the RS is a sheet resistance of the particular fabrication process involved. It is a ohm per square. Now the L is a length of the diffusion area and W is a width of the diffusion area. The sheet resistance of the base and emitter diffusion in 200 ohm square and 2.2 ohm per square respectively. For example, an emitter diffused strip of 2 wide and 20 long will offer a resistance of 22 ohm. For higher values of resistance, the diffusion region can be formed in the zigzag fashion, resulting in a large efficient length. The polysilicon layer can be used for resistance realization. So next process is a epitaxial resistor. The epitaxial resistors N epitaxial layer can be used to realize the large resistance value. So the cross-sectional view of the monolithic IC resistant fabrication in the epitaxial resistor formed in the epitaxial layer between the two N plus aluminum metal contact and the pinched resistance. The sheet resistance upward by the diffusion region can be increased by narrowing down its cross-sectional area. This type of resistance is normally achieved in the base region. It can be upper resistance of the order of mega ohm in a comparatively small area in the structure. There is no current can flow in the N-type material since the diode realized at contact 2 is biased in reverse direction. Only very small reverse saturation current can flow in the conduction path for the current has been reduced or pinched. Therefore, the resistance between the collector 1 and collector 2 of contact 1 and contact 2 increases as the width of narrowed down and hence it acts as a pinched resistor. Now the last one is a method of thin film resistor. The thin film deposition technique can also be used for the fabrication of monolithic resistor. A very thin metallic film of the thickness less than the 1 micron is deposited on the silicon dioxide layer by vapor deposition technique. Normally, the chrome is used for this process. Decided the geometric is achieved by using the masked edging process to obtain the suitable value of resistance. The ohmic contact are made using the aluminum metallization. The metallization already discussed in previous classes. So the cross-sectional view of the thin film resistance under the sheet resistance of 40 to 400 ohm per square can be easily obtained in this method, and 20 kilo ohm to 50 kilo ohm values are very practical. So the advantages of thin film resistor, they have smaller parasitic capacitance components which make their high frequency behavior of the film resistance value can vary controlled using the laser trimming. They have low temperature coefficient of the resistance and this makes them more stable. The film resistor can be obtained using the deposition over the silicon dioxide layer. The main disadvantages of thin film resistor is that the fabrication require additional processing steps. And now we have to move to the fabrication of capacitance. It is one of the monolithic and integrated capacitance fabrication method. The monolithic capacitance are not frequently used in integrated circuits since they are limited in the range of values obtained by their performance. There are, however, two types are available. The junction capacitance is a reverse biased PN junction formed by the collector base or emitter base diffusion of the transistor. The capacitance is proportional to the area of the junction and inversely proportional to the depletion thickness. So here the capacitance alpha A, where is A is a area of the junction, and capacitance alpha T, where the T is the area of the thickness of the depletion layer. So the capacitance value obtained can be around 1.2 nanofarad into millimeter square. The thin film or metal oxysilicon capacitance or a thin layer of the silicon dioxide as the dielectric. One plate is connecting metal and other is a heavily doped layer of silicon which is formed during the emitter diffusions. The capacitance has a lower leakage current and non-directional. Since emitter plate can be biased positively, the capacitance value of this method can be varied by zero point 0.3 to zero point 0.8 milli nanofarad per millimeter square. And then the inductance. In the inductor, no satisfactory integrated inductance exists. If high inductance with the inductance of the value larger than the 5 microhenry are required, there are usually supplied by a wound inductor which is connected extremely to the chip. Therefore, the use of inductor is normally avoided when integrated circuits are used. Now, in this lecture, the complete study of the monolithic diodes and the monolithic capacitance and the monolithic resistance fabrication method. Thank you for watching this video.